Good evening, ladies and gents. This is Nerds the Human, and welcome to this, my Ostrogoth Horde Only Campaign. And what exactly do I mean by that? Well, essentially, we are going to be a horde, never settling, or at least only rarely stopping off for an odd retrain of our units here or there. We are aiming essentially to take out all the factions who are not fellow hoarders. Ideologically, that is what we believe in, and that is what we will go and achieve, damn it. So you can see here that our estimated difficulty is non-playable, which is somewhat foreboding. However, the actual victory condition isn't quite what it says here. I've been fiddling with the files, and it doesn't really accept hold 0 settlements, but destroy lots of factions. For some reason, it always then wants to reset it to 15. So I've set it as holding only Ravenna, but we do need to kill all of the non-horde factions. So the likes of the Huns or the Sarmatian, the Vandals, they can live. We might kill them along the way, to be honest. I mean, what's a bit of collateral damage? Never really hurt anyone, eh? But no. Essentially, we're going to be a horde and stampede our way around the map until we are pretty much satisfied that all has been trampled beneath our hooves. So let's head in and start a campaign. Here we are as the Ostrogoths then, who of course aren't actually a playable faction on this game. I've edited them in. They normally appear when the Goths here decide to have a little bit of a rebellion, and then they emerge as a new faction, which, to be honest, I don't actually see very often when I play as other factions, although as the Goths, yeah, with Public Order, what it is on Barbarian Invasion, it does tend to happen if you're not too careful. Nonetheless, we are of course playing as the Ostrogoths today. If you want to play as them yourselves, I do have a little guide video on that, little link in the description below, and probably in a little card here near the top. But what of course is our situation? Well, at the moment, we have ourselves good old Almeric, who's had a falling out with his Gothic friends over here, and we're going to go murder them very, very shortly. But what we want to do before that is have a little look at our town, which I made, to be honest, a complete match of Colonia Dacia over there. And probably a good idea to demolish things before we leave, actually. Don't want to do anything that might give anyone else an advantage when they take the town. So we'll take the people, sorry headphone users, and we'll take all of the rubble with us. So, with that noisiest of beginnings, we can empty up the town. Now, we must be careful with this because I know there are some little odd mechanics when it comes to settling on this. I think if you settle too often or too close to last time you settled, then the Horde don't want to move on. So I'm not quite sure the complete mechanism of that. So we'll just have to be a little bit careful. We are essentially, though, not going to be in towns very often. What we might do is occasionally refresh our units if they're getting a little bit depleted. We'll have to have a think about that as we go along. For the time being, though, we have plenty of men, and I think we should probably go and deal with the Gothic enemy over here. Now, you might also notice I've got the Fog of War currently on. We should probably go and turn that off. Sometimes it's nice to put it on at the start just to remind people what the map looks like. But there we are. We'll immediately get rid of that. Oh yeah, the map looks very, very empty now, but we are in the centre of the map, so there's a world of opportunities here. If I recall correctly, what I did set up when I originally made this file was the Goths are my enemies, of course, and I believe the Eastern Roman Empire are my allies. I think that's what's going on. Yes, indeed it is. How marvellous. So, I think what we should do is hit into these chaps here. One thing we need to be careful of, though, is where's Almeric? Almeric's over here in the middle. Now, these units here, we really, the non-horde units, we need to keep these guys back as much as possible because those are cool units. Obviously, if we ever do settle, we're going to lose chunks of our horde army. We just need to be sensible and make sure that we've got these lads moving forward. If you are playing as a horde faction, that's a very important point to bear in mind. Very simple to settle with your armies wandering off elsewhere, and then they suddenly settle in the town, and you're left with very little indeed. So just be wary of that. I suppose what we could do is immediately... Oh, the rebels are actually our friends. Oh, well. Sack settlement. Denarii gained from looting. Minus 200 billion. Wow! That actually happened. I wasn't expecting that to actually happen. Interesting. I've immediately broken the game. What just happened? That is not what that town looked like, by the way. Okay, I'm going to have to cheat my money back in a minute. That might be a bit slow and tedious. So in the meantime... Oh, God. Okay. what we're going to do, I tell you what, I'm going to get myself a pack of only horse archers, basically. This should be the way that we begin, taking out our former friends. I would go and hire the mercs, but it seems like I can't really afford them anymore, which is rather unfortunate. I really shouldn't have attacked the rebels. I should have kept them as my friends, really, shouldn't I? Oh well, what's done is done, and it's led to a hilarious bug that I did not realise existed. I say bug. Is that because it was the town that I just evacuated? I don't actually know quite what triggered that. Nonetheless, we're going to head into this lad. Can we just reach him? We can indeed. So let's go and take this lad out before he gets back to town. Just should leave their faction leader in the city. Let's head in. As we march into battle, then you might notice that this general looks different. I don't know if it's the same portrait or not. I decided it was taking 10 years to actually recuperate my money. It was easy just to restart the game. So we're no longer at war with the rebels. In fact, I thought we might as well have a bit of fun with the rebels, and we've actually set them as our allies, as fellow rebels. I think they would recognise us as their friends. So these guys, however, are not friends with the rebels. They are going to die. In part, I decided to set it that way because I noticed on the speech video that I made a couple of Sundays ago, that little short, that there are actually several lines about allies, the slave rebels have come to help us, which obviously can't really happen on the game, and they're not set to be a faction you can use in custom battle either, unless, like me, you decide to, you know, set it that way. So it is very strange, I find. So I thought we might as well utilise that. Maybe we'll get ourselves a speech about the rebel allies being here to help us. That might only be for the Romans, though. I didn't actually check all of that. So we will see about that in time. But yeah, the rebels are now our friends, which is absolutely marvellous. I can't wait to have them join us in battle. Whether they'll break that alliance, I don't know. I've never really seen the rebels, when I've been neutral with them as a faction, decide to break the alliance or break the neutrality. So it's interesting. We will see how all of this goes. Nonetheless, this current battle here is, which I'm not really commentating on now, is pretty much how a lot of these battles is going to go, I imagine, because yes, we've got a lot of horse archers. We're going to use them to our advantage. Oh yeah, Schiltrum formations. Oh, I love a good Schiltrum. We haven't seen these for a while. Haven't played Barbarian Invasion in a while. Oh, it's great to be back. And the one thing that's really annoying on Barbarian Invasion, of course, is the public order, which we're not going to worry about because we're not going to settle any darn cities. It's going to be absolutely glorious. So this lady is now just our mate in the town, or in this force. Don't let the general get away. He's probably not trying to get away right now. We'll just get on top of him. We'll just start shooting arrows in. Yeah, shooting arrows into everyone else. Lovely. Yeah, no. It's just a coward chase, right? All men off missiles. There goes the general. Stop killing their own men. The victory is ours. One man died in this battle. The fool charged in and got himself killed, I think. Oh no, we shot him in the back. It's fine. It's fine. It was just more of that collateral damage nonsense I was talking about. It's a new turn, it's a new day, and we're going to put Colonia Dacia under siege. But what we want to do is pull this lad out. Of course, a really important mechanic to understand in Barbarian Invasion is that if you take out a faction in its last city, it will of course horde if it's a horde faction like the Goths are. Even if you kill their last general in the battle, it won't matter. What you need to do instead is, I think something I did on the Slav campaign, which is run to the town, kill the general, and then retreat, basically lose the battle. Then you can kill him. They claim victory in the battle, but then their faction dies. We can't just take the town. So hence I've sent not the best force in the world along to try and tease them into sallying forth. And we'll see if we can take out the general in that particular affair. Now, if the Eastern Empire are our allies for the time being, maybe we should attack the Western Empire, although, of course, they are allies as well for the time being, or at least an ally of our ally for the time being. Hopefully they'll change their mind about that before too long. Oh, yes, of course, the Horde units don't cost anything, but those troops that I do have here are going to cost me. I should bear that in mind as we go along, smashing up town after town. However, all of our good old Hordic friends are over there, and I want to stay away from them. So we're going to perhaps plod off in this direction instead. Now, okay, Almeric over here. He's got himself a nice army full of all sorts of difficult horse archers to deal with, which is lovely. He's also got himself a spy. Now, we'll just wonder here, if we can get this to rebel, which is quite likely at this point in time, because, yeah, he's a Christian in what is otherwise a pagan town. Oh, yeah, I don't mind attacking their rebels. That certainly works for me. So let's end our turn. See if anyone wants to take the bait. They don't, so I'm gonna send some of my men back out of the army here. See if they want to get teased. Annoyingly, Quinkham hasn't rebelled, which is a bit unfortunate. These guys are my friends. Hello, Mr. Allies. You're kind of in my way, though. Although, yeah, actually, they won't be in my way for that long. So, the Romans. Should we go kill the Romans? We could. I'm going to head up this way for now, because I kind of want to keep my alliance with Eastern Rome if I can. We'll wait for them to stab each other in the throat first. And we'll just see if Colonia Dacia... Oh, yeah, they want to give it a go. Now, good chance they will be able to win this, but all you need to do is kill the faction leader. He has a trusty steed. Oh, magnificent stallion. David is along to take part in the battle. All horses are David, by the way. So, in we go. Let's try and take him out. Annoyingly, the general was running off immediately, which is not particularly ideal. So, I'm going to hopefully, I can distract them with my general whilst these Gothic spearmen get themselves way out of position, which would be ideal. So you lads all run over there. Yeah, they're just standing still. Anytime you lads want to follow instructions, that'd be great. We just want to get them all the way over here, if at all possible. Apparently, there we go. That's the sort of nonsense we want. They're just standing around in a very, very strange formation. They are normally quite disciplined. The Gothic spearmen, they're concerned over their exposed flanks. Well, maybe you should learn to actually phalanx, or whatever the formation is on this. Okay, this works out well. Not quite well. Not necessarily that well if the Lancers are about to annihilate them. But if you stop there, we get you guys to run into them, and we'll get the general to start running over in this direction. Okay, good. Good. We've got a little bit of a head start on all of these guys. Let's just get on top of these peasants, because at least we can knock them out of the battle. We just need to get this as isolated as possible when we take on their general. And whilst our units are terrible, they're not as terrible as their peasants. So, yeah, let's just all get on top of those Gothic Lancers, actually, because they are starting to head into the fray, and we don't want any of that nonsense. In comes the general, and this is a little bit earlier than I wanted. Right, you guys go onto guard, hit them. Okay, they're not doing it. That's fine. Just try and pull the general away from all of this. Okay, fine. The general's now involved. The general is now involved. Get my general out of there. And we need to charge into the rear of this general if at all possible. That is our best chance. You guys on hold formation. And we kind of missed the charge. It's fine. Both want to decimate, just hopefully in time. Let's start chunking them down. Oh, they're just going to rout. They're just going to rout, aren't they? They're just terrible units. They will not hold long enough. We've not got enough men with the general to do this. We just need to get the general out of there. Get the general out of there. Alright, I think it's a withdrawal. It's definitely a withdrawal. We need to come back with just a little bit more. It's hard to get the balance right when you're teasing them into this kind of situation. Now, is he going to withdraw into a sensible position or not? He is indeed vaguely withdrawing sensibly. Everyone withdraw. Everyone withdraw. Unfortunately, the general is just not the one charging us down. It's the Lancer, so we'll just have to take what we can with this. Oh, dear. Right, well, we got that one wrong. And a beautiful bit of destruction over here. The Shrine to Mithras has been destroyed in Carnuntum, which might just cause them a few problems. Hopefully it will. Anyway, we've got the spare units from before, so we managed to send a few more back into the town, or back into besieging the town. They have got themselves an extra unit of peasants in the meantime, but honestly, we did not do very much damage at all. So we'll have to see. This time, though, we do have at least one unit of Steppe Horde Chosen Warriors, which is what I did want for this battle. But yeah, obviously the tease didn't work originally. So we'll end a turn, see what happens. And we got bored waiting for the Eastern Roman Empire to declare war on the West. So I've decided to give up on that alliance too. And that is marvellous alliance into... Oh, my, dearie lamb. Okay. Eastern and the Western Empire are now in tatters. That's surprising. Normally the game, yeah, normally the AI actually stick with the fellow computer chappies. Interesting. Right, we are out of money, which is somewhat why I'm bothering to do this. But oh, that's lovely. If we've got the Eastern Empire on side as well, well, I'm very, very happy indeed. Now, what are we going to do about these lads? They are getting more and more troops into battle. Now, let's just send a few units away. They might just fancy their chances against this. Indeed, they probably should. Okay, let's just try and merge. Does that work? I think we'll have to hold these ones back. We'll just see what we can do. Got war then with the Ostrogoths and the Western Empire. Not surprising. I'll just besiege 2 of their cities. And hopefully in a turn or so, we're to, yeah, sally in and slaughter them. Carnuntum, well, Carnuntum will do that. Quincum, probably a bit suicidal. We'll just siege that one out, I think. Time to head into Carnuntum then. Not an awful lot in the town, but whilst I could auto-resolve, I think I'm just going to go and do this myself. So I'll grab the horse archers for me, because I don't really want to waste all of these guys. I'll use them to get the ram up to the gate, but that's pretty much it. Let's head into, yes, Heraclianus, who is not going to last very long, but has a rather marvellous name. With the gate destroyed then, it's time to slaughter these chaps, and to be honest with you, quite happy just to hold position at the gate and use some of my lovely juicy horse archers, of which of course there are many in the reinforcement army coming this way. So we'll just bring those over into this part of the world. That will be marvellous. Take us a little bit of time to get set up. Actually getting the Bucellari to shoot in now, which is unusual because they are absolutely useless at doing anything normally, but it's nice to be able to use them. Get them right up to the gate. That will be marvellous. And shoot into whatever you can, although to be honest, they're about to probably lose all of their range. Yeah, we've got a weird lack of shot over this wall right now. It's a little bit frustrating. But it's nice to see these lads actually doing something for a change, and the Foederati Cav are not going to be very happy about it at all. But after our last little failure, it's nice to get back to some victory here. 1 or 2 of them going down. Honestly, not that many. These sort of basic early era crossbows are not very good, but I suppose it's okay. They're alright when you've got some stone walls you can shoot down. That's probably their best situation because their range is very poor indeed. Even on river crossings, they basically do nothing, which is somewhat ridiculous, but that's just the way they go. Annoyingly, there's quite a few towers not in the worst position for their defence here, so I did have to be a little bit careful with my horse archers. It might be a bit of a slow, tedious, but efficient affair. But it's a very simple affair now. The horses are just getting shot down. It's now down to the final unit on the plaza. Quite frankly, they're not going to be in a particularly good bit of shape by the time we get anywhere close to them. Might actually be able to get someone a little bit closer if we're not going to be too... Oh, no! They've actually charged us. Get out of there, get out of there. At least they're decent hand-to-hand, although they got themselves killed. Great, so the mercs who wasn't supposed to get killed have now got themselves killed. They're now wandering towards the plaza, so we'll just wander over here. That means that we'll have to activate our skirmish mode, and there we go. Okay, well, the one time I didn't do things carefully and meticulously is the exact moment where we obviously lost a few men. Nonetheless, all is fine. Victory is ours, and with that we have ourselves our first Roman city. Glorious victory. Of course, we're going to sack the settlement and immediately move on. Oh, no, that changed it to rebel. I thought that might happen. Oh, how very sad. Betrayed! Betrayed by the rebels. They speak lies. Oh, I tried. I tried, ladies and gents. I did try, but unfortunately, it's not going to have it. So, citizens killed, many of them, and we gained ourselves a Roman turncoat. How marvellous. So let's not worry about going in that direction. Let's continue to move over here. Do we have ourselves different mercs across this border? I think we do, you know. 1 Bucellari and... yeah, horse archer. Okay. Yeah, so it is a little bit different. We're going to get the horse archers moving off in this direction. Same over here. We'll probably head down to Dalmatia. Have a little scout, see what's down there, my good sir. We're going to siege those out, and I think if they're not going to sally forth, we're going to have to... I'm going to send all the units together, and they probably will sally forth at the very end. If they don't, then they will horde and we'll just have to... well, we'll just have to deal with them later, but to be honest, all the hordes are coming this way, so I won't worry about that too much. Looks like the Sarmatians are... they're in Sarmatia. They haven't been killed just yet. I thought they'd resettled there for a moment. I remember seeing them running away. Okay, so. With the sad truth that our rebel friends never got to fight with us, if the... oh, just some Romans close enough, we could have stood alongside our rebel friends, which would have been so beautiful. Sadly, not a thing that's likely to happen. Okay, Salona's not that well guarded. We're going to head down to Salona for now. That'd be marvellous. We are lacking money. So, you know what? We can pick up those mercs another time. That's not really a problem. Let's just all head down to Salona. Have a lovely holiday on the Dalmatian coast. It is beautiful down there. So in the turn, they are going to do it. And 2 generals. One's been pulled out of somewhere, but not a huge amount. +1 morale, but you're not actually the one in charge. +1 morale, but you're not the one in charge. Good. Fine. Despise the Roman ways. That's fair enough. That's command against Romans. Ever noticed they all smell of fish? Yes, they all love their garum. We understand, my good sir. As for us, we are not a very good general. We're just a basic chap. What's their general like? He's got some nice traits, doesn't he? It's almost as if he's a really good, proper general. But what we might see as we head into battle with this lad is that we might just be able to pick the 2 of them off. And even if we lose, maybe killing off him might at least weaken them significantly. Because this guy looks... well, he's actually quite good. They look like a bit of an odd set of traits in different commander. But, yeah, for the moment, poor disciplinarian isn't the worst thing for that lad. Okay, let's head in. Let's see if we can lop his head off this time. Okay, I need to be very, very careful about how I do this. I don't want to waste my energy on the infantry, but I might have to. So what I would like to do is try and get some of these lancers nice and early with some arrows. Pick them off. That'd be marvellous. I think we're shooting at the peasants right now. So we just use our horse archers to cause a little bit of problems to these guys. Keep shooting at them. That's not a problem. And as for all of this, they're in a weird formation that's just completely ruined. Okay, they are not involved right now. Let's get back over here. If we have to go and take out these guys, we will. What are we doing? We've got the Horde Spearmen over here. Go and smash those peasants because you will just win at that. No problem there. And these guys need to all basically go into guard mode. And we'll deal with that in a minute. Run over here. Run over here. Warlord is getting himself in a stupid position. For him anyway. Which is good for us. Okay. Let's... you know what? You two go off guard. That main unit can go on guard. And everyone else... smash into them. Everyone else smash into them. General's going to mop up this lad. You're going to shoot into that warlord. Just slightly weaken him a little bit. And these good swordsmen can go and pin them in place. That would be what I like to see. You get on top of him. And you get on top of him. That's ideal. You get back over here. And okay, we're going to get a few issues here. But... we just need to be a bit careful. Swordsmen into the rear of them. That should be good news for us. Cavalry's charging in. Their general is going to come in as well. I need to be a bit careful about this. How am I going to do this? You get out of there. Horse archers just need to pin that general. Yeah, and so does my general. Come on, before they hit our spearmen in the back. Our swordsmen in the back. Okay, that's problematic. Okay, let's just hope we can chunk down this general. In the meantime, we need all of these guys just onto guard because they're not very good. At the very least, they can do that. You just charge into them. You get yourselves back over here. Right, that general's going. That's an enemy general fallen. Good. That's the break. That's the break. That's the break. We've broken all of these forces. That's 2 units of their good, solid Gothic spearmen down. And that should lead us... largely the way we want it, but we've still got to lose this battle, haven't we? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, which means we need to be very careful about how we go from now, because we just need to snipe this general and then run away, claim our defeat. So, horse archers, this is where you're important. These peasants are just awkward. It's the other cav that might be the key here, actually. Right. What are we going to do about all of this nonsense? You guys get yourself as far out of the way as possible. General might just have to just deal with those peasants. It's those Gothic Lancers who could be interesting. Actually, no, let's not deal with those peasants. Let's just keep this general out of it. Keep this general out of it. Let's go and draw in this general. He's very weirdly scattered. Actually, is the general out of position? He could be, you know. Doesn't look like the general right now. How about you lads? You are all support units. Okay, the main general is in this pack by the looks of it, I guess. Which is unfortunate, unless I've missed him somewhere along the line. Can't actually spot him. I'm probably just being an utter numpty. Okay, well, it doesn't matter either way because we're nowhere near dealing with them right now. Okay, you guys just go and charge them down. They look like they're running towards my infantry, actually. That's good. Run towards my infantry. You guys go over there. We can pull this infantry away from all of ours. Pull their peasants away. That's what you want to see. Good. Good. So these peasants are pretty darn weak. I've just got to not win. I'm going to win. I'm going to win by accident. It's going to really annoy me. Okay, we've got to find a way. Find a way of retreating everyone as far away as possible. So we just don't rout those peasants. Just keep those peasants away. Keep the peasants away. And pull the cav well out of the picture. Unfortunately, the peasants are fairly quick, of course. No, don't get involved in the melee. Do not get involved in the melee. Just pull out. Okay, this general is... Where's the peasants right now? They're a little bit out of the way, but not massively out of the way. Yeah, this is slightly problematic. Gothic Lancers are... You know, if we can smash the Gothic Lancers quickly, we might just be able to do the rest of this job. Just get them to flee. Pull out. And infantry over there. Oh, this is so awkward. I've just got to somehow kill this general and then run away. So awkward. Okay, the general's now separated. Good news indeed. Horse archers. Can we do this? Come on, get on top of that general. He's got so many men. We could easily lose this, by the way. Easily. Get my general out of there. He's way too much on the front line right now. I bet he's the one who's stuck in there, isn't he? They normally are. General is... Oh, his general's piling through us. No, we're routing. Oh, we've entirely routed. No. Oh, gosh, he's still on 38. We just can't kill him. Just can't kill him. Okay, so you withdraw. Sadly, this little expedition here has been problematic. Trying to snipe off a full unit general with like 50 lads is so tricky when you're trying not to actually... Yeah, I mean, we could have organised that better, but we're desperately trying to pull away from all these lads so we don't accidentally win. And in doing that, we've obviously lost. There is still a chance we can... not the general, but if the other units come back, there's still a chance we can snipe him off, but it's going to be very unlikely. I think we're just going to have to get him out of here. And if anyone else regroups and wants to try and take him on, that's fine. You guys could do something. I didn't really want to get them into the battle, but unfortunately they kind of got stuck in it. So you head over here. Shoot them in the back. General! You're supposed to be running away! Not throwing your horse around. Okay. Right. Alani's over here. See what you can do. Warlord is over there. He's just going to keep shooting people down. We've just got to run around and hope we get a lucky shot. No. No chance of that. They don't want to do it. There may be chances for revenge, but I suppose maybe our brethren are meant to survive in the long run. We've given it a good go here. But yeah, trying desperately to snipe the general is a tricky affair. Oh well. Oh well, it is what it is. The New Testament has been formulated, which is marvellous, only 300 years too late. Nonetheless, we are actually a Christian faction, by the way. I believe our generals are very much Christian lads. Where is Almeric? Ah, there he is. Yes, he's a Christian, an angry Christian. Marvellous. So, diplomatic information, what is going on? Lots and lots of issues with the old hordes, which is kind of why I want to stay away from the Eastern Empire. I'm quite happy to keep them as allies, because we'll deal with them more in time. Now we can get some. We're going to leave this lad hanging around here on the borders because he might well be able to grab himself some more mercs when we get buckets of money in a minute or two. So that's really our plan for the time being. It's such an unusual style of campaign. I really have no idea what the hell I'm doing. But there we are. 3 turns till surrender in Aquincum. 8 turns till Salona goes. But to be honest, I'm quite happy to head in. I just need some infantry to actually catch up. So that will just take 1 more turn until they arrive. Hopefully then we might have some money. And maybe we might just find the Goths actually get taken on by our good old friends, the fellow Horde lads. So we'll get these chaps into battle. Just take a few of the land out of there. And we'll add in our infantry. There we go. And in we go to Salona when we have ourselves some lovely, lovely towers. Time to head in. This is probably one of those situations where it's much, much better to go on to onto auto-resolve. Although, yeah, we do have ourselves some lovely, lovely ballista work going on here. It generally does make sense if you've got enough of these towers just to wander around until you killed them all. Oh, it is lovely. Yeah, this is the classic issue. I think I mentioned on my Romans Better Than You Think video. One of the real issues in siege battles is, well, you don't really want these walls because this is what kind of happens. Oh, well, anyway, they're all going to get themselves slaughtered. As long as we don't lose all of our towers, we'll be fine. There is always a bit of a worry about that, which is why I'm a bit concerned about having not just done an auto-resolve here. But, hey-ho, it is what it is. At least it's Foederati infantry. Oh, they're going flying. I wonder how these lads feel down here just seeing the corpses of their friends smashed and mangled. Oh no, they just turned their backs to it. They don't want to know anything about all of that nonsense. Yeah, see, I'm losing my infantry here who, whilst they are costing me money, I do kind of need some of them. So anytime you like to run up the tower, that would be grand. Is anyone going to get stuck down the bottom? Certainly hope not. Anytime you'd like to run up here would be great because you're currently getting yourself slaughtered. So want to run up the tower? Want to run up the tower? Come on. Taking ages to get organised. Are they going to get up the tower? Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So there's a few Foederati left to kill. Then we got our javelins. Haven't lost too many to be honest, so can't complain I suppose. None of them stuck. Are these... They're not epic stone walls, they're just large stone walls, aren't they? So shouldn't... Well, if that's the case, then we got lucky with the bug. These are... It doesn't actually say what kind of walls. Anyway, either way, it's pretty darn impressive. Don't know how you've got up here. How the devil did you get here? Absolute magician, this lad. Well, let's just follow the life of Steve the Magician. Or the mighty Vestundo, who, if you've ever watched my Pokemon playthrough, if you're one of the 40 people who watched that when I first had it, the channel up, yes, you might have seen the mighty Vestundo. Sadly, for this life in a soldier, he's a little bit far back and he's not going to have too much fun here today. The Foederati are pretty much entirely already slaughtered. And, yeah, it's just going to have to go into javelin mode pretty much immediately. And we'll throw them down and murder a few of these lads. There we are. Throw your javelins. They won't be very happy about any of this nonsense. So we'll throw those in. And then we'll grab the tower. And that should be about it, really. Yep, throw that in, go grab the tower. That'll be absolutely delicious. You lads do the same thing, please. Go and grab this tower. And you just grab... Oh, they're throwing some damage in as well. Apparently there's someone down here in the streets. Who are you? Help if I'd actually use the camera properly at any point here today. Oh, they're archers. How interesting. Go and grab this tower. Those archers won't be very happy when the magical archers, who seem to exist in perpetuity in these towers, start shooting in at them. Oh, they're not going to be happy at all. Right, you run in there, you run in there. We've got the towers on our side now. And you run into that position. That should pretty much leave us where we want to be. Are they going to climb up? I think they are going to climb up, actually. Interesting. Utter numpties, the lot of them, but they're going to get themselves slaughtered. We should make this simple enough when it comes down to it. This is such a brutally designed street, especially when the AI decides to run down it, because as soon as you grab this tower, even when they start running away, they just get slaughtered. The AI is not really knowing what to do. As I say, Rome Total War, fantastic game by and large, but a few of the things with sieges can sometimes... I mean, to be fair, what game was anything like this with sieges back then? But even so, sieges are where you see a few of the rough edges. Although, if I were to say that, I should probably point out that the new Warhammer trailer a few weeks ago was like saying about all these amazing siege features it's got, which almost all of them existed in Rome Total War. So I don't know why they're acting as if it's something grand and new. The only thing that was really cool that they did add on that new Warhammer thing was there are little areas like this where you can kind of shoot down from a sort of above area, which is kind of cool because those are, especially Medieval 2, there are a load of those that were for show, but you couldn't really use them, which was always just a little bit sad. But hey-ho. We'll see how much more shooting down we can do. We get horse archers in and finish them off. These Foederati have managed to run here the exact moment all the horses run in, which could have been okay, but then they decided to rout. They could have done some damage, but yeah, they would have ended up dead one way or another, and they're still going to end up rather dead. So let's not worry about those lads all that much. And these guys now getting shot by the towers. Oh, it's just beautiful. Beautifully foolish Romans. Unfortunately, the cavalry are now starting to do the classic in-city cavalry manoeuvre, which is also known as being complete numpties. So a few of them now get themselves caught in the melee when they are literally on skirmish mode. No reason for any of that, lads, but that's what they want to do. So it's going to get just a little bit chaotic for a minute or two whilst we speed it up. There we are. So what are you doing? They don't know how to city, do they? They really don't know what any of this nonsense is about. Oh well, we will mostly be fine. We'll need to take a few more casualties than we need to. But I think in general, we'll be fine. Let's just send all units in. Go and sort of these archers. Didn't realise there were archers on the plaza. I thought they were actual spearmen. No, we've already taken out all their actual units. Let's just run in and slaughter them all. Down goes the enemy general. Apparently, his men show fear and mostly show their blood all over the plaza. Only over a glorious victory was had this day. And with that, Salona is ours, and I think we'll be sacking that. Luckily, did I pay to mercenaries from loot? Oh, actually, we're actually going to pay them now. Interesting, I didn't realise that's how it worked. I haven't done a Horde faction such a long time. Okay, so our good old friends slash enemies, the rebels, are now in control of Salona. That's marvellous to me. Let's just end off, send our men off in this direction. Paid some of our mercs, who apparently we owe some money, and the game actually acknowledges that, which is rather interesting. We're still minus though, which is a bit unfortunate, but that's just the way it goes. We've kind of left it slightly on fire. Okay. Right, let's just see if we can finish off a Quincum before we finish things off for today. Interestingly, they don't even bother putting up a fight in a Quincum, so sack it we shall do. And our money, well, it slightly exists. Which might just be enough to get a few of the mercs. Only a couple of them. But, yeah, some Alani nobles and some mercenary horse archers might just be able to do something. Let's just go have a little nosy around. No, they've got lots of men now. But the Vandals are turning up, so maybe they'll get lucky and do the job for us. So there we are. Interesting little opening here today. Of course, there are still plenty of Western Romans around, but I think next time we're going to march on Italy. Now I know it says we need to get Ravenna to win, but that isn't what we're going to be doing. We're not going to settle there anytime soon. Don't you worry about that. Let's just get rid of these fiendish, perfidious rebels who sadly turned on us, which is just a little bit rude. But apparently that's the way it's going to go. So we've done a little bit of damage to the Western Empire today. We managed to keep the Eastern Empire on our side. We've failed in taking out our old friends, old brethren, the Goths. But they're about to come under a fair bit of attack. So you know what? Maybe we'll let them hoard. We'll see where they end up. But we'll come back for them at a later point. You know what? In some ways, I think it's only fair that Almeric is the one who finishes them off. So maybe he'll come back for them at a later time. But for now, we should probably start focusing on Italy, taking out the Western Empire, and working our way from there, because we need to get rid of every faction who is not of our ideology of hoarding around. Basically, we're fed up with this agrarian lifestyle. We want to go back to good old hunter-gathering, and that's what we'll do. And part of the hunting is hunting down some juicy cities and burning them to the ground. So that's what we'll be doing. Plenty of more going forward. But for now, I will leave you. Thank you for joining me today for this first episode of our Ostrogoth series. It'll be on every Monday and alternative Fridays because, we have our guides on every other Friday, and we'll fill it with this series in between. So I hope you enjoyed this. It's been a while since I played Barbarian Invasion. Oh, it's good to be back. A lovely, lovely grey pile of rebel burnt settlements in the middle of the map. What more could you ask for? I'm Thomas, this is Nerds the Human, and this has been our Ostrogoth Horde Only Campaign. Thank you, and bye-bye. No! Not again! How did you lose to the archers? Anyone who's already got children, they've just been killed. Filthy pilchards, the lot I am. Oh, Steve! You were the best of all the Steves. Rum pum pa 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 pa.